Okay, let me give this another try. How are you doing, everybody? Let's see here. I'm trying to get to my screen. Don't know why I can't stream in landscape right now. That's annoying me. But let me see here. Okay. Let's see. I'll wait and give it a minute, see if anybody comes in while I'm here. And if not, I'll just try this for another time. Let's see. I do not like streaming in portrait view, so I might get off. I don't know. Let's see. Hi, I see somebody's in here, so I kind of want to just end this stream and see if I can get to a landscape view. I don't like this. But if y'all are in here and y'all want to go in and talk, then I won't end the stream. How Rowdy Chica, college girl, how are you doing? Wrapping up the semester, I take it. I just wanted to know what everybody thinks about Bill Cosby being found guilty on this retrial. And what do y'all think should happen to him now? He's an old man. He's 80 years old. So what do y'all think should happen to him? Should he have to, we haven't gotten a date yet for sentencing. So do you all think that he should have to actually serve time in prison? I just want to know what you all think about it. I'm good too, thank you. I just finished a workout, and how are you doing, King? Thank you for popping in. I just want to know what people think about this whole Bill Cosby thing, because honestly, I was surprised that he was found guilty in the retrial. I wouldn't have been surprised if he were found guilty the first time, but I just figured that with it going to a retrial, that something was preventing people from wanting to convict Dr. Huxtable, you know? He was wrong for what he did, so yes, he should have to serve some time. You know, I agree. I agree, and I kind of feel like people are going to take pity on him because of his age and because of the state of his health and his vision and all of that. So I just want to know what you all think. I have a few people watching. I have Rowdy Chica and King talking to me, but tell me what y'all think about it. I'm doing good, messages. Happy you're streaming because I miss you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to try to be back on Sunday, and I want to talk about this more in depth on Sunday, but I just kind of wanted to pop in on right now and see what people are thinking about it, because I was surprised. I was shocked when I got on Twitter and saw that he was found guilty, so it's just like, wow, like what now? Because the thought of him being found guilty never crossed my mind, so now the thought of him having to serve time in prison is very odd to me. How are you doing? Looks like Mode Najim. Tell me if I'm saying it wrong. Honestly, I honestly don't think he did all that myself. Okay, and so I am with you, little dumpling, on some of that, because I do kind of feel like there's a part of me that feels like every woman who said that he did something wasn't telling the truth. But I also think that every woman who said that he did something wasn't lying. But he's been found guilty with just this one particular victim on all 3 counts of having sex without her consent, and having sex with her while she was under the influence of something. Hey, Rashad, too cool. And there was a 3rd count, having sex with her when maybe it was against her consent or when she couldn't consent. Anyway, so it's just this one particular victim that they're talking about. So yeah, and like Rowdy Chica said, he wasn't 80 when he did the crime. You know, if he would have maybe fessed up years ago, because this one particular person who's been found guilty of committing the crimes against, this was in 2004. So this has only been 14 years ago, not the stuff from the 70s and all that came out. But So it was when he was a bit younger, and I guess would not have looked like such a pitiful figure to go in and have to serve time. So what do y'all think should happen? Lil Dublin says, why come 4 years later? You know, a lot of people ask that, and I'll have to excuse me, I have a cold. A lot of people ask that, and I understand why people say that, and it doesn't make the victims look necessarily as credible when they wait so long to come forward. But if you think about the way that a lot of the times that that victims of rape or sexual assault are questioned. Oh, hi. Okay, JC Silvermoon. Hi. I just wanted to say hi to everybody as y'all are coming in. And Poetry. Hey. I know I was supposed to get better, but I don't feel good. Thank you for coming in. But if you think about how a lot of the victims of those crimes are questioned, then that does kind of let you understand why some women wait to come forward. Maybe if they've been abused by a man, and then other victims have been abused by the same person, and then they come forward, and that might empower them. Because if you think about it, the questions that they get, well, what did you do to entice him? Well, what were you wearing that night? You know, and it's like, okay, so if a woman is wearing a short skirt, then maybe she was quote unquote asking for it. Maybe, you know, she did something to put herself in that position. And I always say, you know, instead of asking the victim what she was wearing, why don't you ask her what the person who raped her was wearing, so that you can get an accurate description and go find them, you know? But, so I do see why some women wait. Roddy Chica says there are consequences no matter what age an individual is. He violated those women. So yeah, he's been found guilty of violating those women. So I guess he's going to have to go to prison for a little bit. You know, I agree. If there's no statute of limitations on this crime that he committed, then he's just going to have to pay the piper. Let's see. Twisted says, you were supposed to get better. Let's see. I thought after 3 years it's mute. No, Lil Dumpling, that's not the way it works with the crime that he's been found guilty of committing. Oh yeah, y'all, and I know that there are some new channels in here. JC Silvermoon, not doing good today, but smiling. Oh, well, I hope that you start feeling better, JC. Let's see. If there are any new channels in here, take a look at each other's channels, see if there are some people that you're interested in, maybe give them some support, and maybe they'll give you some support back, maybe not. But let's just, you know, support each other in this YouTube community and help each other get to where we're trying to go. Let's see here. So, what do you all think? First of all, tell me, I want to see what you all think about it. Do you all think that he is even guilty of these crimes? And whether you think he's guilty or innocent, now that he's been found guilty, do you think that he should have to serve time in prison? Because anybody else would. You know, we're just talking, I think the only reason that it's even up for question is because he's a man who's rich, he's a man who's old, he's a man whose name has been out there. So let's see what y'all are saying. Okay. So y'all are supporting each other. I like to see that. Poetry says, some women wait because it takes time to get over the fear. I've been out of the military 26 years and still dealing with PTSD. Rape victims are suffering the same. That's true. There is a reason why some women wait. Now, yeah, granted, there are some people who, like, maybe just make up stories because now it's like, you know, the popular thing to say that Bill Cosby did something, so they want to get on the gravy train. But I think a lot of women, you know, just don't feel comfortable talking about it as soon as it happens for whatever reason. Let's see. Oh no, JC had a seizure this morning, so we're going to keep you in our prayers and send positive thoughts and vibes your way, JC. I hope you get better. Okay, so do you all think that Bill Cosby is guilty of this particular crime? Now, there were several women who came forth and said that he did something, but he's only been found guilty of, on all 3 counts, with this one particular woman, and I don't even have her name in front of me. Y'all know on Sunday we do the big live stream, and I'll have all my notes and everything, but I kind of just wanted to come on here and get everybody's opinion on just the news, because I think that kind of America's still in shock. That was all the 80s, that was America's dad, you know what I'm saying? And so I think that people kind of feel a certain kind of way because of it. So I want to know what you all think. Poetry says, yes, I think he's guilty. Yes, he should serve time, but so should Weinstein, R. Kelly, Trump, and all the Catholic priests. That is the truth. I can't disagree with any of that. And now I wonder, okay, so since this is like the first trial that's happened to a major Hollywood person, or really any Hollywood person, since the whole Me Too hashtag, Me Too movement began. And this is Bill Cosby. I mean, even though he's a black man, that's a big fish to catch. So, does this like now have Harvey Weinstein shaking in his boots? Even though he's a white man, he's a powerful man in Hollywood, just like, or even more so than Bill Cosby was. Should all these other men be afraid now? Should Donald Trump be afraid now? Should R. Kelly be afraid now? I mean, yeah, we know that he's gone through a trial and was found not guilty, I guess. But should he be worried now that Bill Cosby's been taken down? Do all the rest of these people need to be worried? Hey, DC Kool-Aid and Lisa, thank you for dropping in. I don't know if it's both of you or one of you, but I appreciate you for dropping in. Y'all, check them out. They have a really cool travel blog. They just went on a nice little cruise. They do fun food challenges. They got it going on over there. So if y'all aren't connected to them, that's a channel to be connected with for sure. Let's see here. But okay, that's the thing, Lil Dumpling. There's no statute of limitations on Cosby's crime, so that's why they were able to catch it. This particular situation, this is 14 years later. The crime that he was found guilty of is from 2004. So this isn't one of those 1970s, you know, playhouse. What is that? Playboy mansion party things. This is from 2004. That he was found guilty on these charges. So tell me, okay, so Poetry says that she thinks that he's guilty. Anybody else think that he's innocent? Lil Dumpling, you know, definitely has some questions and saying that it doesn't seem right to, you know, to them. So tell me what y'all think. He's looking at a possible 30 years, facing 30 years in prison, and we know, you know, he likely doesn't have 30 years left to live. He's already 80 years old. I would be surprised if Cosby could survive 5 years in prison. So what do y'all think now? Like, we're waiting for a date for sentencing. What do y'all think is going to happen? Do y'all think that he's going to get house arrest? Is that going to be an option? I don't think that he's going to be able to pay restitution in lieu of going to prison, but just tell me what you think. Let's see, in other words, he was 66, still sexually assaulting women. How long was it going to take to redeem himself? Exactly, you know, that's true. That's true. That's a good point. This is somebody who wasn't going to change. This is somebody who's been getting away with this for decades and probably felt invincible. And what about, okay, I can't remember the comedian's name. Y'all know I'll have all my notes on Sunday when we talk about it again. But all of this kind of came to light because a comedian joked about it a few years ago. I mean, we all heard the accusations before and then everything died down. But then when this comedian told the joke about it, that brought all of this back up to surface. And if y'all know the comedian's name, put it in the chat, please. But that's like where all this sprung up from. And just kind of like, let's see, I think DC Kool-Aid and Lisa said, I think he's going to die because I don't think he can handle jail. Yeah, like I wouldn't be surprised, you guys, if we open Twitter tomorrow. Hi Danny, I think it's Danielle. I wouldn't be surprised if we open Twitter tomorrow and just see that Bill Cosby has died before he even goes to sentencing for this. He is an old man. He's probably in shock right now. I wouldn't be surprised. They're saying less than 5 years. Okay, Danny, what are you saying? They're saying less than 5 years for his sentencing because we haven't gotten a date yet for sentencing. But I know that people have a lot of speculation on how things will go. Okay. less than 5 years. So, which I don't see how he could survive more than 5. I'd be surprised if Bill Cosby could live 5 years in prison. But tell me, y'all think he's guilty? Do y'all think that this jury? I mean, we didn't get to hear all the facts of the case, but do y'all? I mean, we all have our opinions. We all feel a certain kind of way about it. So, do y'all think that this jury got it right? What do y'all think? I'm curious though to see how the rest of this is going to play out, because like I said, all of this kind of got brought back up because of a comedian making a joke about it. And then if you look at R. Kelly right now, which who Poetry already brought up, what was that guy's name? Vince Staples, is that his name? At Coachella did an interview where he was just going off about R. Kelly being a child molester. I mean, he just like went off and said how he really felt. The girl was trying to have a lighthearted interview with him, and he's like, yeah, he's a child molester, he needs to be in prison, blah, blah, blah. Like, just put it out there how he really felt. And days after that, R. Kelly's legal team and maybe publicists dropped him from their client list. So I do think that when people kind of when small things happen, that it causes bigger things to happen. And so with R. Kelly's lawyers dropping him after this guy making a statement in an interview at Coachella, it could be kind of like this Bill Cosby thing ended up. You know, just a comedian making a joke, a comedian whose name I can't even think of right now, making a joke about Bill Cosby is what resurfaced all of these allegations. Excuse me. And it could just be something as simple as, you know, Vince, I believe it's Vince Staples is his name, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong in the comments as well. I'm looking at the comments. You know, bringing up R. Kelly, and then now we see R. Kelly's legal team is dropping him. They're saying they don't want to deal with him anymore. It could cause a snowball effect, and maybe R. Kelly might be the next one behind bars for some sexually related charges. Since he's so old, I think house arrest would be better. You know, and I thought about that too. And we'll see what happens. But if you think about it, at the age of 80, house arrest probably wouldn't really be much of a punishment. That's probably about how he's living his life right about now anyway, just going home and with the state of health that he's in. He probably just goes home and, I don't know, to doctor's appointments or whatever. I can't imagine that his life would be much different if he was given a house arrest sentence. So, but we'll see what happens, you guys. And do y'all think that this is going to cause trouble for other celebrities whose names we've seen out there since the whole hashtag #MeToo movement started? What do y'all think? I just want to know, because I was shocked. Let's see, we're not even supporting each other. Your topic brought me here. Oh, well, thank you for coming here. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. But what do y'all think is going to happen? Look, I'm still in shock. I mean, and I, you know, am one of the people who was leaning toward the fact that he's probably guilty. And I didn't think that he was guilty of necessarily every claim that every woman brought, because I do think that some of the women were legit. And I heard that Janice Dickinson's case fell apart, that she just was like lying to sell some books. So, you know, I did think that there was that element too, that some people were just going to start saying things to jump on a gravy train, and, you know, maybe I can sue Cosby for punitive damages or something and get some of his money. So, I don't know, you know, I just want to know, like, what do y'all think is next? I can't say that I'm happy or rejoicing or whatever. I wasn't one of his victims, so, but I was surprised. Let's see. So tell me, let's see, I'll let this go, I guess, for 20 minutes unless there's some more people come in or some more comments. But I kind of am with DC Kool-Aid and Lisa. I do think that he's going to, if he lives to see his sentencing date, whenever that's going to be, I do kind of feel like he's going to die before he even makes it to prison. I mean, I don't know. The Soulless Trenchcoat. Hey, thank you for coming in. We're just talking about Bill Cosby and his being found guilty, and what we think is going to happen to him next. So if you have any opinions on any of it, do you think he's even guilty? Do you think that maybe the jury got it wrong? Just, that's what we're talking about. So if you all don't have any other comments, any other opinions about it, I'll just go on and shut it down. But just kind of wanted to do something a little bit different. I'll definitely be talking about this in the live stream on Sunday. I'm going to try my best to make it on time, which should be about 3 o'clock Central Standard Time, 3 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Sunday. Let's see. Soulless Trenchcoat says, yeah, it was very shocking when the allegations first started to come out. Danny says, I feel like he's been railroaded, but I also think that he's at fault. Okay, see, Lil Dumba, thank you for coming in. Yeah, Danny, I can, okay, all of it was shocking to me at first. And then, I guess I kind of just started being, I guess, a little bit more realistic about it and just thinking, okay, well, it's a man, yeah, I grew up, I was an 80s kid, and I grew up watching The Cosby Show like a lot of kids, a lot of people my age did, and the Cosby family, the Huxtable family was something that was aspirational, but it was fiction, and that's what we have to realize at the end of the day. And I think that a lot of people who are still very much in shock, or maybe who can't believe that he would do this, I think that a lot of them are still attached to Dr. Huxtable and not really looking at Bill Cosby. Hey 23, thank you for popping in. We don't say sub in this live stream. That's a word that's banned. We do say support. And I understand that it probably feels like the same thing, but we're not doing sub for sub or anything like that in here. So just be mindful of that. I don't want to get myself shut down, but I do, encourage us all to support each other. But thank you for coming in, 23. I hope your day at work is going well. If you are able to type while you're at work, I don't know if you can just listen, or if you're able to type, can you tell us what you think about the whole Bill Cosby being found guilty? Do you think that he is guilty, or do you think that he's innocent, and what do you think should be his, no need to apologize, we got new people, and so I didn't lay out any rules at the beginning, and I don't know if any of my mods are in here right now, so it's okay. Let's see. So yeah, if y'all, we're in here, you see some new channels that you think look great, check them out, support them, maybe they'll support you back. I always want to keep that going as part of my live streams, no matter what I'm talking about, no matter when I'm on. YouTubers, I think, need to support YouTubers, so do want to, make that something that we always do in here. Let's see here. Okay, so yeah, I think that a lot of people are still attached to Dr. Huxtable than realizing that Bill Cosby is a man, and is anyone else a little bit creeped out now, though, that he chose for his character to be a gynecologist of all things? Now, in retrospect, I know that it was just a TV show, but isn't it all a little bit weird or creepy to y'all? It is to me, now, because I do believe a lot of the allegations, but it's just of all things that you could have picked, he could have been a psychologist, he could have been, anything, an architect, whatever, but, to be a gynecologist, and then we find out all these things. Anyway, it's a little bit creepy to me. Danny said that she feels like he got railroaded, but he might be guilty, and that's kind of how I feel too. I feel like it's a little bit of both. I do feel like he definitely did some things. I do feel like maybe some of the accusers who came out weren't necessarily telling the truth, but it was just a popular thing to say that Bill Cosby did something to you, so I'm going to get on that train. So I feel like it was a bit of both, but I do feel like he was guilty of at least something. And so he has been found guilty of at least something. So what's going to happen to this 80-year-old man now. That's going to be interesting to see. Um, you're correct. Bill Cosby and Dr. Huxtable are two different people. Yeah, and I think that, you know, when we get so attached to something, because the Cosby Show was a big part of a lot of people's lives in the 80s. I know it for, you know, us every Thursday night at 7 p.m., that's what was going to happen, you know. It's NBC Channel 2, The Cosby Show. That's what it is. We want to see what's happening with Theo and Denise and Sandra when she came to the picture, and Vanessa and Rudy. You know, we want to know what's going to be happening with these people. We love we love Claire and Cliff and their love, and you know, and we get caught up into that. And for I think at that time, well, in the 80s not so much, but you know, I do think that it's remarkable that a black man could be known as America's dad, you know, in the 80s, and that was a big deal. But he was just the wholesome guy, you know, who brought that Albert to us and sold us Jell-O pudding pops, and you know, now, you know, we have to look at, you know, well, he had this other life, you know, that we didn't know about, you know. But that's real. He's a real person. He wasn't just an actor on a set. These women are in their 40s. Let's see, hold up. Soulless Trenchcoat says, yeah, kind of like the thing with Shatner and Kirk. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, you know, and sometimes it's hard to separate the artist from reality, you know, the artist from the art, so to speak. And like, we know that we're watching something for entertainment, but we see that person only in that way, and so then it's kind of hard to realize, well, you know, when they're offset, they're not in that costume, they're not in that, you know, mind frame with these casts of people around them, then they're kind of just regular people, either being good people or bad people. Let's see. Danny says that these women are in their 40s and early 50s, at least 80-something. When and how did that happen? Let's see. Now, I don't know how old. So let's be clear. I'm only talking about the one person that he was found guilty of assaulting. But let's see. And he's only been found guilty of one person, which would have been, he would have assaulted her in 2004. And at the time he would have been 66. So, okay, thanks for coming in, Soulless Trenchcoat. So it's, you know, I'm only talking about the one that he's been accused of, but I mean, men have sex with very young women all the time, so I don't put anything past anybody. Danny says they're gonna string him up, get the dad, 702, and admitted molester. I'm so mad. Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think that Bill Cosby needs to be the only one who is held accountable for sexually assaulting people. There are many other people who've been named, and I think that with Bill Cosby being found guilty as like the first real case that we've had since the #MeToo movement, I think that it's going to be a lot more people who are going to fall as a result, not necessarily as a result, but if Bill Cosby can fall, then I think that a lot more people can. Blink Button Mash says 30 years of pudding pops for Bill Cosby. You know, I'd be surprised if he makes it 3 years in prison. But yeah, he's facing 30 years. An 80-year-old man is facing 30 years in prison. Jared gets 15 years of footlong sub. Yep, and Jared deserved to be in there. And I look at people who molest children in a much harsher light, I guess, than I do. I mean, it's all bad, don't get me wrong. Raping women, raping young girls, raping young boys, whatever, it's all wrong. But if you, there's just something extra especially disgusting about messing with children, in my opinion. And I don't have a heaven or a hell to put anybody in. This is just the way that I feel. So that's, and for me, that's why, like, I do believe it's really important that R. Kelly falls as well, because I do also believe the allegations against R. Kelly. Let's see here. Blink Button Mash Freeze. Thank you for dropping in. Excuse me, you guys. I have a bit of a cold. that I've been nursing, but I wanted to just get on and get everybody's kind of initial reactions about this. And I'll talk about it more on Sunday. I'll go on and cut this live stream. Let's see, wait, Danny says no proof at all. I'm not saying he wasn't out there getting his swerve on, but where's the proof? They had none. Well, here's the thing. I don't have any notes from the trial, and I don't know that any of it was televised. It might have been, but I'm going to have to do my research over the weekend so that on Sunday when we do the big live stream, I can come back and talk about it in more detail. But I don't know. I mean, I just kind of feel like for that first trial to have ended in a mistrial and then for them to have found him guilty in this one, someone had some proof of something, because they're not just going to find this man guilty. I think that someone had to see something, but I don't know because I don't have the details. I haven't read any of the transcript. I don't know if it's even available. Hey Leon, thank you for popping in. I don't know if any of y'all are into gaming, but Leon is an awesome gamer. Has a really cool channel. So yeah, if you're all in here and we're always supporting each other in this live stream, then definitely check out other channels and let them know you're supporting them, and maybe they'll support you back, and we can just help each other grow. Let's see, Blink Button Mash says 50 women came forward, many of them with the same story in different locations. I believe he did something. Yeah. Same here, Danny. Thank you for popping in. I do appreciate it. And yeah, this is what I've always said in the beginning. I don't believe that all of the women were telling the truth. However, I don't believe that all of those women were lying either. I think that at least, 10% of them had to be telling the truth. That's just a huge lie for just this mass group of people to come up with. So yeah, and like I said, he's only been found guilty of dealing with one of those women, 3 counts. It was, the counts were, sex without her consent, sex while she was inebriated, and there was one other count. But anyway, guilty on all 3 counts with that one particular woman, and that could land him up to 30 years in prison. He's already 80 years old, so is he going to make it to live to see 110 behind bars? I doubt it, so we'll see, but I just kind of wanted to get like its initial reactions, and we'll talk about it more. I'll get my notes together, and we'll talk about it more in depth on Sunday. My live stream is supposed to be, and I'll try to be on time. My live stream is supposed to be at 3 o'clock Central Standard Time on Sunday. So I'll have more notes. I'll see what I can find, if there's any transcript available from the trial, and we'll talk about it. But thank you all for coming in. I'm going to go on and cut this short. I was in the middle of a workout, and I was just like, let me see if I can do like a lunchtime live stream and see if people will come in. And so I appreciate you all for coming in. Thank you. And I hope I can see you all Sunday. And I'll just kind of be playing around with times and seeing when I can live stream and when people are available to watch. And I always want to know what everybody's thinking, and that's why I like interacting in live time. But I'm going to go on and cut it. Let's see. Leon says, barely made it. I'll try to make the next one. Now, Leon, I owe you like at least 2 views on your live streams. I haven't been in one of your lives in a while, but that's okay. I appreciate it. Even if you just pop in for 30 seconds and just tell me hi. I appreciate all of it. And, this wasn't even planned. It was just kind of something that came up in my head today. And I think that's what I'll do. I'll start doing is when a topic is really hot or it's really big, I'll just try to maybe make a lunchtime live stream out of it, but we'll save like the big talk for Sunday. And I feel like crazy because I wasn't able to get my my camera to rotate to landscape, and so I'm just like sitting here, and I feel like my stomach is like my shirt is making my stomach look big, and y'all can see my shorts. I was working out, so. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to my workout. I look very odd and weird in this view. I don't like this. I feel like there's too much room up here. I don't like this, so I gotta I gotta figure out how to get my landscape view back. I don't like this. We'll see. Leon said, no problem. I know we got each other. Yes, we do have each other, Leon. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And thank you for your patience with me. But you all have a good Friday. Have a good weekend. What are y'all doing this weekend? Anybody doing anything fun? And I'm going to finish my workout. I'm going to nurse this cold. I'm going to drink some tea. And hopefully Sunday I'll be on time and ready and just ready to come back full force and do it. And if y'all have anything y'all want me to talk about, just make a comment on one of my videos and hopefully I'll see it and I'll talk about it. So until then, y'all enjoy the rest of your Friday and I hope that I get to see you on Sunday. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for every thumbs up. Thank you for every comment in the chat. Just like having a discussion. I think, the most awesome people in the YouTube community right here who come to this channel. So I love y'all and I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Leon. I'll plan to have a great rest of my workout. So bye, y'all. Thank y'all. Thank you, everybody, for popping in. Yes, thank God it's Friday. For real. Okay, guys. I will see y'all soon. Love y'all. Later. I'm signing out. I'll do the 10-second countdown. I'll see if there's any more comments in the chat. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye-bye, y'all. Bye, Leon.